Alan Wasalan. I'm back. You're with the Nasty Pastor, and I'm back with another extra. If you've been viewing, if you've been keeping up, you know where we at. We on the status of women in Islam. If this your first viewing, you know, these pamphlets, I do these extras from right in the name. You know, it comes from Why Islam. It was a ad on Facebook that I said to myself, let me go and get this English version of the Quran, and these pamphlets came with it. So, you know, it was a gift within a gift, because as I put out to the world a long time ago, you know, my uncle, his Muslim name is Mustafa, but we call him Dwight. You got what I'm saying? My uncle Dwight, when he came home from prison, you know, he gave us, me and my brother Quran, you know what I mean? Gave my brother one, gave me one. So me and my brother like, okay, well, we can't read it. You know what I mean? It's in Arabic. You know what I mean? He said, well, you can get an English version. And this was back in 94. You understand what I'm saying? 1994. So think about the knowledge that was given to me in 1994 that's really has caught on to the masses of today. So I say to you, you know, if you really want to study Islam, get you an English version of the Quran. And what you're going to find out, what you're really going to find out, it is a Jewish culture. You feel me? Honestly speaking with you, it's a Jewish culture that has been mixed with a Mediterranean, a Middle Eastern culture to bring to you the word of Allah. You got what I'm saying? So when you look at the characters, when you read the Quran, you know, we talking about Abraham. We're talking about Moses. There are talks of Lot. That's all that in the Quran. You got what I'm saying? So if you feel that you became a Muslim up under Islam and you got away from the, you know, because if I'm a 1970 baby on the head, and Jews was looked at as being white people, Caucasians, Europeans, you got what I'm saying? You know, when you think about Massad Farad, he was a Jew that brought Islam into America and spread the word, well, used the black community. You got what I'm saying? I say used in a very, very, very action till action way. You know, the way he did the black community. They really went on to spread the word of Islam and made it very popular in the black community, in the white community, in the Asian community. Just about every race, culture that exists on this planet has a Muslim in it. You got what I'm saying? If not just one, several. You feel me? But today, you know, like I said, we are still on the status of women in Islam. You got what I'm saying? And we got through some of this. You feel what I'm saying? We really did. We really got through some of this. And right now, we on the part about education. You know what I mean? And I really want to read this part about education, because there are women of Islam that I know. I know they're Muslims, you know what I mean? I see how they'll raise their kids. I've been told I'm a Muslim, you know, and it's different. You got what I'm saying? I come from a Baptist background. You feel what I'm saying? So it's very different when you're either in a relationship with a Muslim woman, or you just have interactions with a woman of Islam. You know, you sit back and you see things. You know, you sit back and you wonder, well, why is this not this and why is that that? And I learned a lot from my uncle. I learned a lot from my aunt. They are Muslim, you know what I mean? And my aunt, you know, she took the Muslim name, you got what I'm saying, Bahija Bashir. She took a Muslim name, you got what I'm saying, but she sits in a Baptist church. I can't tell you if she even go to church now. I can't even tell you if she go to a mosque now. I couldn't tell you too much of anything about my aunt. You feel what I'm saying? I haven't talked to her. I haven't been around her in a while, and it's probably pushing 10 years. It might be pushing 10 years, for real, for real. But, you know, she showed me some things. Like, she showed me some things that she showed leniency in their structure. I'm not gonna even call it rules. I'm gonna say structure of the culture. You know what I mean? Her kids, you know what I mean? The oldest two before the youngest two was born, you know what I mean? They used to come to our house for Christmas. They used to celebrate Christmas over our house. You got what I'm saying? When the youngest two was born, they used to come over and celebrate Christmas over our house. You know, Christmas was not allowed in their house. Birthdays, all that stuff, you got what I'm saying? All that stuff about Muslims not celebrating holidays, you know, it's true. To be honest with you, it's very true. You got what I'm saying? Unless my uncle just was a tightwad. You feel what I'm saying? And use culture, use religion not to do anything for it. Well, I'm not going to say that because he kept a roof over their head, food in their mouth, clothes on their back. You know, they was able to receive money. They was able to, you know, have a nice life. You got what I'm saying? So I'm not going to say that, you know, he never did anything for them. Because, yeah, that man broke his back for his family. You know what I mean? I get it to my own. You know what I mean? He really did break his back for them. But some people use the culture not to, you know, to have a reason not to celebrate this, not to celebrate that, not to do this. I've also met women of Islam that may not celebrate Christmas on December the 25th, but they would do it on the 24th or the 23rd, or they would do it on the 26th or the 27th. So believe me, I've seen a lot from Muslims that just make me scratch my head, and I'm not going to say those are the reasons I did not take my shahada. You got what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that was it. You feel me? It was based on the hate that was in it. You got what I'm saying? The hate teach, the hate speeches. And you know, it was based on the hypocrisy. You got what I'm saying? Most men of Islam I've ever met, you got what I'm saying? Besides my uncle Juni, you know what I mean? Kareem Bashir. Besides him, you know, most of them dope fiends to me. You got what I'm saying? You ask me, dope fiend. You feel what I'm saying? And if Allah was supposed to save your life, how you end up on dope? How you end up continuing to be a dope fiend? Those are the things that I'm like, okay, I don't understand that. I don't get that. I don't even understand if there's so much discipline and structure in the culture of Islam. How do you have a caste? You see what I'm saying? C-A-S-T. A caste of dope fiends around the United States up under your flag, up under your culture. Look, peep this out, right? These extras I try to give to you on Saturdays, you feel what I'm saying? These extras I try to like lean towards me just really verbally speaking from off the dome of my brain, from my knowledge, from my wisdom. Look, go to my Facebook channel, you got what I'm saying? TNP extra, extra, extra. You got what I'm saying? Put some likes on that. Definitely follow on that. Turn your notifications on it because once again, I'm into feeding the soul. You feel what I'm saying? What you eat, you like some turkey, then I want to throw a nice smoked honey glazed turkey in your face. You don't like the honey, then I want to smoke it for you and give it to you. You feel me? Come on. Let's get into this part of this pamphlet, Status of Women in Islam, and we're on the part that is called education. Back in the 7th century, Muhammad, declared that the pursuit of knowledge is obligatory for every Muslim, male and female. Now I'm going to pause this for a minute. Now you have to remember, Muhammad did not know how to read or write. You feel what I'm saying? Read or write. But what does this just say? Back in the 7th century, Muhammad declared that the pursuit of knowledge is obligatory for every Muslim, male and female. See, that's me. I don't have a lot of education on paper, right? But I do know how to read and write. My kids, all of them have a degree. All of them have diplomas. You feel what I'm saying? I made sure of that. You feel me? My spiritual daughters, you know, I guess their mothers made sure of that because I was not in their life at that time. You got what I'm saying? We did 4 years together and I went on somewhere else. You know, but my son-in-laws, through the wife that was, you know, I made sure they got their education. You feel what I'm saying? Because see, the world has changed. There are stipulations on you even getting a McDonald's job without having a diploma. You feel what I'm saying? So one, I was going to protect them and make sure that, okay, you can get up and you can make you some legal money. You feel me? I'm not going to allow you not to have your education. I'm not going to allow you to not be able to read and write. Yeah, they get up. Let me tell you something. You get a butt whooping for not knowing your ABCs messing with me. You feel me? Because once you show me how intelligent you are, then you should be able to get that. It's a song. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. You got what I'm saying? It's a song. You feel me? This declaration was very clear and was largely implemented by Muslims throughout history. One of the most influential scholars of Islam was Muhammad's wife, Aisha. After his death, men and women would travel to learn from her because she was considered a great scholar of Islam. The recognition of female scholarship and women's participation in academia has been encouraged and practiced throughout the majority of Islamic history. For instance, Al-Qawayan, hopefully I didn't mess this name up, but Alqarawin, Mosque and University, the oldest running university, was funded by a woman, Fatima al-Fahri, in Morocco in 859 CE. Now that's the end of the part about education. And I'm glad to know that his wife, you got what I'm saying? I'm very glad to know that his wife was very adamant about the women having knowledge, was very adamant about everything that came after, you know, their teachings was based on education, being able to talk, being able to speak, being able to process, and process is comprehending. You got what I'm saying? So kudos to the Prophet Muhammad's wife, and I thank this lady because there are people of Islam, men and women, you know, they scholars. You got what I'm saying? English scholars, reading scholars. You feel what I'm saying? Very, very, very educated. You feel me? So once again, I say to you, you know, if you're a woman of Islam doing this, if you're a man of Islam doing this, I don't care what community, what race you come from, please, please, please nurture your babies. Please give them an understand how valuable education is. You feel me? Please do that. Please. A lot of our kids, we cut school, we take school for a joke, we get frustrated about school, and you know where the frustration really comes from? Their peers. It's really not so much what's being taught, it's the distractions. You feel what I'm saying? So if your kid, your child, your daughter, your son is going through some distractions within school, try private school. If private school ain't working, try home schooling. You feel what I'm saying? Do that. Do that for your baby. Instead of taking that money, going out here, doing something negative or doing something not worthy of furthering your kids' education, take that money and do that. Put them in, you know what I mean? Put them in some homeschooling. You feel me? You get me? Anyway, you've been with the Nasty Pastor, and this has been another extra. I love you. Let's keep it moving.